Hello, welcome back to my channel, and for those that are new, my name is Jennifer. Today we're going to talk about my October wrap-up. I ended up reading 8 books, or DNF'd one, during the month of October, and so let's go ahead and review some of the stats from the month. So the first one like I mentioned, I did DNF 1 book, but I did read 7. 1 was an audiobook, 1 was an ebook that I checked out from the library from a book club with Krista from Books and Jam and her Patreon. And then I read 5 physical books, 1 that I checked out from the library, and then I read 4 that I had owned physically. So those are the 8 books that I either read or DNF'd in the month. And then I read a total of 2,682 pages, which is great for the month. And I did a really good reading month with an average rating of a 4.36, which is very good, which is very exciting. And so then I did, like I said, read 1 nonfiction and 7 fiction books out of the total. So now let's take some time and review all of the different books that I either DNF'd or read for the month. So the first one that I want to talk about is the actual book that I decided to DNF, which is the Reformatory by Tananarive Due. And so it just wasn't a book for me. It just wasn't something that I was interested in reading about, which is totally fine. It was just something that I did give a really good try, but in the end decided to not continue with this book. So that is just one that I wanted to share right off of the bat. And then moving on to the next book. So the first book that I ended up finishing and reading is Small Town Big Magic by Hazel Beck. I did really enjoy this story. It did all come together at the end with a friend's family, and so I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I recommend it. I am going to continue on in the series. The next book is on my pile of possibilities for November, which is Big Little Spells, and so I'm excited to continue on with the sister story of the main character in the next book. So if you want to join me and see if I read that for the month of November, keep watching. All right. Now on to the second book that I finished reading. It is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. I did really enjoy this. I actually read this all in one day, which is very exciting. I just took the day and relaxed on a Saturday and read this whole thing. I did end up giving it 5 stars, which is so exciting. I would highly recommend this one if you liked the first book in this series, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This is by Sangu, Mandanna, and hopefully you liked this one too if you've read it. I did pre-order this one and really did enjoy it, so I'd highly recommend this one as well. All right, moving on to the third book that I finished for the month of October. It is the third book that I've read by S.A. Barnes, Cold Eternity. I did really enjoy this one. I did enjoy this one better than the second book that I read by S.A. Barnes. This one, The Ghost Station. Dead Silence is my very first favorite. It always will be an absolute favorite and all-time favorite, and so then this one probably would be second in line, and then The Ghost Station would be third, based off of the 3 books that I've read by this author. I did really enjoy this spooky read for the month of October. It did give me some good feels. I did really enjoy a good sci-fi read. I'm excited to read more sci-fi in the month of November. All right, moving on to the nonfiction book that I read for the month, which is Soulful Simplicity by Courtney and Carver. I had this one checked out from the library, but it was due back, so I'll just kind of throw up a picture here and show that cover of that book. I really did enjoy this one. It's the second book that I read from nonfiction from Courtney Carver. And this is the first one I read was Gentle, which is her newest release, and then I went back and read Soulful Simplicity. I am going to purchase a copy of this one. That's how much I liked it. I really think I could reread this in the near future and really pull out even more options and things to make myself more simplicity and just enjoy life more. So I'm excited to get that one physically. I'll let you know in a future haul if I've gotten it or not. So hopefully you have enjoyed these books so far. I would definitely highly recommend any books written by Courtney Carver. Check out if you have any from the library, or all of our books are available for purchase online as well. All right, so now on to continuing on with the audiobook that I read for the month. It is one that I checked out from the library. It is The Honeymoon Crashers by Christina Lauren, the double authors. And it's kind of continuing on reading a romance once a month from Christina Lauren. I'm starting a new trend with that. This is an Audible book exclusively, and it is kind of like a 1.5 based off of The Honeymoon, The Unhoneymooners, which I read the last month. And so this month I listened to the audiobook. I did really enjoy this one. It was about her twin sister, the one that actually got married and got food poisoning in the first book, and now hopefully helping her sister plan her wedding and have her wedding in Hawaii, which is very exciting. So all that ensues and all of the fun banter and all of the romance situations that happen was all a lot of fun in this audiobook. I'd recommend it if you can get it from your local library as well as an audio read. It was a quick listen, especially when I listened to it at 2.0 speed. And so it was a very good, get me back into audiobooks since I haven't been reading as many throughout the months lately. So hopefully that you'll check out that one if you are interested. I ended up giving that one 4 stars, and it's just a very good, fun, quick listen. So I really did enjoy that one as well. All right, moving on to the ebook that I read for the book club for Krista Books of GM or Patreon group. It was The Borrowed Life of Frederick Fife, was the ebook that I read from the library that I checked out for our book club. I wasn't sure about this one because it's about an elderly gentleman, and he gets mistaken for somebody that lives in a residence home, and it kind of assumes or borrows his own identity, and all of the things that ensue, and the friends that he meets and the people that he helps, and just the relationships that he develops along the way. It did actually make me cry in the end. I thought about DNFing it and about 20% in, but overall I stuck with it, wanted to see what was going to happen, if it was going to have a cheesy ending that all ends well in the end, or if it had a more compelling end. And it did take me. I did really enjoy this one. I'm glad I read it, and I'm excited to discuss it with our book club this weekend. So that should be a very interesting discussion, I think. So I gave that one in the end 4 stars, which continues on with a very good rating for the month of October, which is a very good reading month for sure. All right, so those are the almost 6 books out of 7 that I read and completed this month. And so the last one that I saved for the very last is the 4th book in the Dungeon Crawl Carl series, The Gate of Feral Gods. I want to know, did I continue my streak of 5 stars or not? I did struggle a little bit with this one and all the names of the characters and all the different types of characters and creatures throughout this book. It was a little bit more challenging for me to keep everything straight, but it was a more complex world. You're building on a lot of different names and ideas and topics, and so just kind of really building on the world. As you can see, it's a good book. It's over 500 pages, and so I did read this one fully physically, and I did not listen to any of the audiobook for this one. But I did fully physically read this one. So it took me some time to get through it. That's why I didn't read fully as many as I normally do in the month of in each month. But yeah, so it comes down to it. Did I enjoy this? Did I continue my 5-star streak for the month? Yes, I did. Yay! I still gave it 5 stars, even though it's not my absolute favorite. The 3rd book is still my absolute favorite out of the series so far. But yeah, I did really still love this one. It made me laugh so many times, and just all the things that they get up to, and the banter and the AI system and what it tries to do is so funny. I would highly recommend this series. And so now we'll have to wait and see if I purchase the 5th book. I am going to read a bunch of other books, hopefully for the month of November, and hopefully get through some of my 10 before the end. And so, yeah, so I'm going to kind of pause, hopefully for the month of November, and, then pick up in December for the 5th book. But that is my goal right now, because I have several books that I want to read in the month of November, and these are so chunky, they take a while to read. so I can read several other smaller books that I have on my pile of possibilities for November. So hopefully get back into it in December. So those are the 7 books that I read completely in the month of October, and then one that I ended up DNFing. But I wanted to add on a new thing for the month of November, in that I'm interested in reading one book that I select and include spoilers and a reading log for those. And I wanted to announce it here in case you too want to read that book with me, and then look for the vlog with spoilers and discussing and more reading updates along the way for the month of November. And so let me grab that book that I would like to read for the month of November. And if you want to read it along with me, you are very welcome to, and then you can take a look at the reading vlog throughout the month. So this is the book that I chose to be able to hopefully read along with me. It's The Chamber by Will Dean. This is the second book by Will Dean that I'm interested in reading. I think it came out last year. Let me take a look for sure. This is the first book that I absolutely love. Yeah, 2024. And so the last book was the last one that I read by Will Dean, and absolutely love it, absolute favorite. So I'm excited to dive into another book by this specific author. And so let me read some of the synopsis for you and see if you're interested in reading this one along with me in the month of November. Close your eyes, think calm thoughts, and take a deep breath. It will be over soon. 6 experienced deep-sea divers are locked inside a hyperbolic chamber. Cool and professional, they know that rapid decompression would be fatal, and so they work in shifts, breathing helium and surviving in uncomfortably close quarters. Then one of them is found dead in his bunk. With 4 days of decompression to go before the locked hatch to the chamber can be safely opened, the group must watch one another's backs at all times, and when another diver is discovered unresponsive, everyone is on edge. What or who is taking them out one by one? And will any of them still be alive by the time the 4 days are up? And will paranoia, exhaustion, suspicion, and pressure destroy them all? I just think it sounds very interesting and compelling. I'm sure, just like the last book, they'll have some twists and some turns and not knowing exactly what's happening. Is it paranormal? Is it somebody killing? Is it a murder? Is it like a serial killer? We'll have to wait and see find out. Hopefully you will join me on this reading journey. If not, look forward to a more exclusive reading vlog with 4 spoilers. And hopefully I will see you in the month of November. Have a great rest of your day. Happy Halloween. Bye.